Okay, so like, have you ever felt kind of lost when it comes to investing?
Yeah, I think everyone feels that way at first.
Right. It can feel like it's this whole world that like only financial experts know about.
Definitely like a secret language or something.
Exactly. But you know what? We are diving deep today into this world.
Sounds good.
And you know what's really cool? We're going to be looking at this YouTube video
From?
from this awesome influencer, Vivian, your rich BFF.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of her. She's great.
Right. She's got this really unique way of making investing feel like totally approachable.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what she has to say.
Yeah, so you know how sometimes you hear investing advice and you think, ugh, another boring lecture?
Totally.
Well, Vivian is like anything beady boring.
Uh-huh. I like her already.
Right. Okay, so like right off the bat, she starts with this analogy about bags.
Bags.
Yeah, like shopping bags. And it's actually super smart.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So she's like, imagine your investment accounts are like different types of bags for your money.
Okay, I can see where she's going with this.
So you've got like your everyday shopping bag, right? Which is like your regular brokerage account. Super easy to access.
Makes sense.
But then you have these special occasion bags, like a 401k or a Roth IRA, and those come with tax benefit.
Oh, yeah, those are the fancy bags you don't use every day.
Exactly. And I love how she breaks it down like that.
It's so smart. Like, suddenly it clicks, you know? You don't need to be like a Wall Street whiz to get it.
Right. And it's like that light bulb moment where you're like, oh, okay, investing isn't as scary as I thought.
Totally. It's like she demystifies the whole thing.
Exactly. And then she goes on to talk about what you should actually put in these bags.
Ah, yes, the important stuff.
And here's the thing that I found really interesting.
What's that?
She's not a big fan of picking individual stocks,
Oh, really? Especially for beginners.
especially for beginners. She actually advises against it.
Huh. That's kind of surprising. Why is that?
Well, she says it's kind of like gambling. You know, you're putting all your eggs in one basket.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Diversification is key, right?
Exactly. You don't want to bet everything on one horse in the race.
Right, spread out the risk.
Yeah. And that's where she recommends index funds come in,
Ah, yes, index funds.
which she explains are like a way to invest in hundreds of companies all at once.
Like a whole basket of stocks instead of just one.
Precisely.
Hmm.
And she specifically talks about the S&P 500 index fund.
Which is?
It basically tracks 500 of the biggest companies in the U.S.
So you're getting a little piece of all those companies.
Yeah. So instead of stressing over picking the right stock.
You just kind of go with the flow of the market.
Exactly. It's like a much more chill approach,
Yeah.
you know?
Definitely takes a lot of pressure off.
And then she also mentions these things called target date retirement funds.
Oh, yeah, those are interesting. Tell me more about those.
They sound super convenient. Basically, they automatically adjust your investments as you get closer to retirement.
Oh, wow. So you don't have to constantly rebalance your portfolio?
Right. It's like they take care of everything for you.
That's pretty cool, especially if you're not super hands-on with your investments.
Exactly. But of course, even with all this amazing advice, there's still risk involved.
Right. Always. No investment is completely risk-free.
Yeah, and Vivian definitely emphasizes the importance of understanding your risk tolerance.
Which basically means how much risk are you comfortable with?
Exactly. Like, are you okay with potentially losing some money for the chance of higher returns?
Or do you prefer slower and steadier growth?
Right. It's all about finding that sweet spot that aligns with your goals and your comfort level.
Exactly. And there's no right or wrong answer. It's very personal.
Totally. So let's say I'm someone who's okay with a bit more risk than someone who's like a few years away from retirement.
Okay.
Would index funds still be a good option then?
They could be. But you might also want to consider other things like asset allocation.
Asset allocation. What's that?
Basically, it's how you divide your investment pie between different types of assets.
Oh, okay. Like stocks and bonds.
Exactly. Stocks tend to have higher growth potential, but they're also riskier.
Right. I've heard that.
Bonds are generally more stable, but they don't grow as fast.
I see. So it's about finding the right balance between the two.
Exactly. And the more risk you're willing to take, the larger your stock slice of the pie can be.
Makes sense. And even within stocks, there are different levels of risk, right?
Absolutely. You can invest in large companies, small companies, international markets.
Wow. It's like a whole other level of diversification.
It is. And that's why it's so important to do your research and maybe even talk to a financial advisor.
Yeah. Vivian really stresses that point. She's like, don't just jump in blindly.
Smart advice. It's your money after all. You want to make informed decisions.
Right. So what do we learn from this awesome YouTube deep dive?
A lot.
Seriously, Vivian has given us so much to think about.
She really makes investing seem less intimidating.
Right. And I love how she emphasizes that there's no one-size-fits-all approach.
It's all about figuring out what works best for you.
Exactly. And you know what this whole conversation has got me wondering?
What's that?
Like, if picking individual stocks is kind of risky for beginners,
Yeah.
what are those experienced investors doing?
Right. Like, what are their secrets?
Are they just super lucky? Or do they have some, like, advanced strategies we don't know about?
That's a great question. Makes you want to keep learning more.
Totally.
Yeah.
I guess that's the beauty of investing. It's a journey, right?
It is. And there's always something new to discover.
So yeah, if you're feeling inspired to dive deeper,
Definitely do your research.
there's a whole world of information out there just waiting to be explored.
And who knows, maybe you'll become the next investing guru.
Uh-huh. I wouldn't mind that.
Me either.
All right. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
Anytime. It was fun.
Until next time.
See ya.